a fight for the right to be number one. Hey, everybody, it's the coach. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Straight ahead, it's a battle of the top two teams in the AFC West, as it'll be the Denver Broncos taking on the Los Angeles Chargers. With that, let's get out to Dignity Health Sports Park in Southern California as we welcome in our guys, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports brings us to Southern California and Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson. Today, it's a matchup in the AFC West between the Denver Broncos and our home team. Hi, everybody. Brandon Godden alongside Charles Davis. And, Charles, we take a look at this Charger club entering play here. They come in playing pretty good football. Winners of 4 of their last 6 games. Meanwhile, for the visiting Broncos, they've been flawless these last couple months. Winners of 9 in a row.
And that's the kind of streak you don't see so much.
The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports.
Let's go!
So here's the Charger offense making their way out. And we get a glance here at their leader, the man who will be calling the plays under center.
It's pretty much become the norm when we see guys come out before a game and go through the route tree with their receivers. I thought it was exciting for us to see the exact same thing happen in practice.
He's so meticulous, isn't he?
He really is, and that tells me it's not just a one-time-a-week thing. They work on it all the time, trying to hone that fine edge. They want to see if they can get in sync and stay in sync in this one.
Williams throwing on first down, and that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. And the big boys up front in the trenches. What do you think of the O-line, Charles?
I love them because this is a group that's so cohesive. They know what the man next to them is going to do at all times, and they operate as a terrific unit.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. 2nd and 10. Open man is Higgins. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
54 is Mike. Check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Tackle.
On first down, Shipley. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. Defensively, we check the starters now for Denver. Now, they were very strong in that victory from a week ago.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defensive coordinator about their performance last week because his feeling was good, solid performance, did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win. But definitely would like to see some improvement in this week's game.
They always want improvement, don't they?
They certainly do.
Williams now looking to throw on 2nd down. Good play. Hunter Henry with a grab. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
Let's just break this down and make it pretty simple. Key to the drag route, letting the play develop, finding the hole in the defense, and giving your athlete, yes, athlete, a chance to make something happen once he has the ball in his hands.
Watch the slant. Watch the slant.
On 3rd down, Shipley. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. He needed 2, he got 1, and that's going to leave him with 4th down at a yard.
Well, they picked up a portion of it, but not all that they needed. Now that leads to a decision on 4th and 1. Let's see what they decide to do.
They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. That'll be out of bounds, and how good was that? They'll say the 3-yard line. That's where they spot it. They decide against going for it on 4th and 1, maybe to the dismay of their offense, but, hey, a nice consolation prize down inside the 5.
Nice consolation prize indeed. So maybe the offense is upset, but they showed confidence in their defense by punting it away.
Give them 14 yards there and a Denver first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said right down the word vision for him. He was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Let's go. 90, Wolf. 57. Dan.
On 1st and 10, here's Lott. It's hauled in by Hardy. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. Here's a 4-receiver look now. 3 of those guys out to the right side on 2nd and 8.
Now.
56. Mike, 56, right there.
Yep.
56. I got you, Pop. Check next.
Greystone, travel.
They'll run it now. Out of the gun. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave them with a 3rd and about 5.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
57. Mike, 57.
Hey, defense, let's go. Pick it up, Steve. Get it. 57.
From the gun on 3rd down. He's got a man. It's Sutton. That's complete. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a first down.
We play to win.
Well, from their point of view, this game could not be starting out much better, could it? Force a punt on defense, and now they're moving it crisply on offense.
Crisply. Yeah, moving it very, very well. Looks like the defense on their heels a little bit. You put a score in here, long way to go, but you're right. That's a heck of a start.
Yeah, and I think this is where the play caller is looking at his play sheet and saying, to have that dagger play, to have that play and just finish them off right now, because I think they'd love to gain that big advantage early.
He's checking. Crash. Check.
Go on.
Check. SOS.
25. Let's go.
Now a play fake, and here's Lott. He'll let this go for the end zone. And incomplete. He dropped it in the end zone.
That's it, baby. That's it.
The strong windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. A great effort there with touchdown number 12 on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. This crew, they were on a roll going into the bye week that they just had, Charles, so sort of picking up where they left off.
And you and I both know that when you come back off of an open week and you've been winning games, you should get a few extra days off in order to recharge and refuel. But coaches often hedge their bets, too. They'll bring them back and work them really hard that first practice back to make sure that they're back and grounded.
Whatever they did, formula looking good so far in this one. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. And they'll be looking to avoid what happened last time with just punting the football.
But when you look at how teams play the game, that complementary football comes into play. How do I take care of my defense? How do I take care of my offense? Well, the defense is taking care of them in a lot of ways. Now it's time for the offense to jump things up and help their defense out. Give them a little bit of rest.
Yeah, time for them to give them a rest. Took the words right out of my mouth. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. Given 15 yards on that one and a Charger first down.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up the block in front of him? Either fellow receivers or offensive linemen. That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Emmanuel Ogba there on the stop.
Here we go.
Here's Williams to throw on second down. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down. So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Now Williams from the gun. That's complete. Henry. And he gets it down to the 48. Enough for the first.
Well, sometimes our pregame meetings do pay off, don't they? What do the guys in the locker room call him?
Well, they said it with a chuckle. They called him Old Reliable.
Yeah, that means he doesn't move quite as fast as he used to. He still knows all the tricks, doesn't he? Even that little gentle push-off in order to get open, he finds a way to pick up a first down.
Give him 9 there on the first down completion. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Now they try the right side here. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1. This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though. And, boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good, and this score will stay right where it is. A 55-yard attempt, normally you'd say well within his range. A little surprised he came up short.
And he knew it immediately, didn't he? They are so calibrated, aren't they? They can tell the touch, the feel. When they put their foot to the ball, whether it's going to be good or not, he knew immediately he didn't have that one.
After 1-7-0 on EA Sports.
Don't be mad. Let's go now. Hello there. Recon, 132 fighter.
They'll run it now. Out we go. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. Calling no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go.
Coming, baby. I'm coming, baby.
Lock going to try and throw on 3rd down. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And he can't hang on to it. Nearly picked. He's known for his hands defensively. But instead it just brings up 4th down.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had the fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. They'll run on 1st down. Shipley takes this to the 27. Give him 4 yards. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on 2nd down.
They'll run it now out of the gun. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a 3rd and about 4 for a first.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
I'm going to hit you.
They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check-down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there, only in the 2nd quarter.
What I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated. Because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. Now a man open down the middle of the field. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Broncos first down. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. On 1st down, Locke. He's got his big tight end, Fant. A big play on the catch and run, covering 34 yards. What a luxury to have a tight end that can not only catch it, but then can run after the catch like that.
What was the old expression back in the good old days? At least secure piano backs when they were catching the football. Someone would stop and bang out a tune along the way as well. But nowadays, these guys are essentially bulked up wide receivers, and they're a full part of the passing game, and we see a lot of big plays as we just saw there.
On 2nd down. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a third down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Throwing his lock on third down. He completes this to Sutton. They get 9 yards there, and they get a first down.
People worry about throwing the out route because often it can get jumped, and that can turn into either an incompletion or an interception. But not on that one. Everything came together, and he catches it and goes over the sideline.
Now a run on first down is not going to get off the ground as they will get him behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 3.
Johnny Wilson with the tackle for loss. How about that pedigree in his family?
Yeah, some good pedigree. Tell us about it, Mr. Davis.
Dad played in the NFL, first-round draft pick. Uncle was a first-round draft pick. He's got a brother coming behind him. But Joey Bosa, guy plays really hard and plays all aspects on defense.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
Mike 57, Mike 57. I got him.
Look at me, Zipper.
57's Mike.
On third and long, it's not. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary. Figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
57's the Mike. I'm coming. I'm coming.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop it right around the 1. 5 yards, a good run there. And now second and goal. Second and goal from the 1. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. A great play there with his 13th touchdown of the year and second of the game. And the Broncos push further out in front. It seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you've got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, get them some space, and try and make it first down and get some momentum going. It's been a struggle for them throughout the game, and that 3 and out on the last possession, that told you just how stalled they are on offense.
So who will step up here? We'll see. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman. Standing by in Orlando on stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
We get slapped happy up here sometimes. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show. And the Broncos get there and take him down. Bradley Chubb in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead. A big kick, 50 yards that time, with a return of 4. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
Get the ball right here. Let's go. 57's a Mike.
Hey, Alpha. Go.
Right. Hey, check Mike 57. Mike 57.
Throwing on first down is long. And he rifles one incomplete.
Had an open man that time and ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely, just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Throwing again on second and 10. Locked. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's third down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. From the gun on 3rd down, Locke. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down. I don't know, he had to be pretty quick with his fingers to start and stop after the ball hit the ground. I'm giving him some credit.
No, I'm thinking about the mental focus. You know?
Yeah.
Or the mental focus.
Yeah, that's true.
Got to stay with it.
That's true. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds.
Let's go, baby.
The Charger drive about to get going. And you have to figure they won't just sit on the football here in the final minute. The way things have gone, they need to try to make something happen offensively.
But maybe they should. Maybe they should sit on it here because of what you just said. They haven't made anything happen offensively. Getting ready to go into the half, give them a chance to take a deep breath, exhale a little bit, and start over. This is the time to push it myself.
Yeah, right now under 100 yards of total offense. Back to throw. Williams. And caught by Henry. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. 2nd and 3. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. From the gun, Williams. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. And likely time for one final play here in the half, so they will go for it on 4th down.
I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you. Hey, tight end's right. Watch tight end.
Zach Taylor, a new breed of head coach. He's going to go for it on 4th down.
Get in the weight room.
Williams, a final shot before break. He'll fire a desperation throw for the end zone. And my goodness, this is incomplete.
All day, baby.
So we've reached the intermission in what right now is a 13-point game. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Things starting to get interesting in this final weekend before Thanksgiving. So let's see what's going on around the NFL. We'll get started by the Bay. Cincinnati traveling west to take on Oakland. And it's the Bengals who are out in front. Josh Rosen has a touchdown pass. From there, we head up the Pacific Coast to Seattle. Check on the Seahawks at home at CenturyLink Field. And that one's at halftime with the visiting Lions out on top. The Lions looking to sew that one up, and they look to be in pretty good shape. Lastly, we head to Gillette Stadium in Foxborough to check on the Patriots. And they were winners in that game over the visiting Kansas City Chiefs. 20-13, the final score. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Broncos with a lead, and they will be receiving this kickoff here as quarter 3 is underway. Fielded about a yard deep. Then he'll take this across the 25. couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. Lock, and the Broncos going to come up first and 10 at their own 27. They'll start the third quarter here on the ground. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job, and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive lineman and tight end.
On his first carry, he loses the football. And picked up by the Chargers. Past the 20. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. This defense, Charles, they needed some type of a spark to help get them back in this game. I think they just got their spark.
No doubt about it. You know, that is all they discussed.
It's now 13-7. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This one fielded at the 5. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They'll be looking to make amends for the events of a moment ago. A fumble return for 6 points.
You absolutely have to protect the football. That's got to be priority number one because margin for error is starting to slip away. Now it's down to a one-score game.
And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. Following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a second down and 17. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Monsieur Adderley, and he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. It's a 7-yard pickup. They'll be looking now to 3rd and 6.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with a band.
He's got it to Williams. And down inside the 15 he goes. 16 yards is the pickup there and a first down for L.A. This quarterback now hitting on 2/3 of his passes. 10 for 15 so far. 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
You got it.
That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
So don't say nothing.
And he held on to it, but he probably shouldn't have as they get him behind the line.
Yeah, baby.
He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
Well, that's the big drawback to this play. Even if somehow the quarterback pitches it, he's not immune to the big hit. In this case, he kept it and absorbed it anyway.
So 2 plays with only negative yardage to show, and now it's 3rd and 16. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
All right, that one fell incomplete there, but the best quarterbacks, they'll miss on 40% of their throws, somewhere in that neighborhood, similar to a great hitter in baseball who's going to fail 7 out of 10 times and still have a great year. In this case, you want perfection, but way better that it hits the ground instead of going to an opposite color jersey.
So he missed that field goal earlier, but he says not this time. Able to knock it through, give his guys 3.
I like his poise. I like his confidence, his belief in himself. Sometimes when you miss that first one, you see a lot of guys sag and they can't make the next one. Now in this case, stepped right up like a pro.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no? You just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here.
10-2 soft.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down deep into Charger territory. A huge play there for Denver. 43 yards on the ground. One of the reasons that this team is on this win streak, big runs like that.
When you see runs like that broken off, you know this is a team that's confident running the football. A big reason why this streak has occurred, they've come together, had a plan, and stuck to it. And when you get big-time runs like that, it makes it easier to stay with it, doesn't it?
Check the backer, check the backer.
Running game working, they'll stick with it on 1st down. They stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14. They follow up that gigantic gain with the tiniest of pickups, 1 yard. That recovered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. And he's got it. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Ready. 90, Wolf. 56.
We want this.
Check back.
Block working out of the gun. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. He was trying to find Noah Fant, the tight end. But it'll be 2nd and goal.
50, plant.
Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal.
Watch the screen. Check. Check hot route. Hot 61. Matchbox lights. Hit it.
And he will take it in for a Bronco touchdown. Cortland Sutton with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Broncos push further out in front. A good sustained drive there in this 3rd quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
To the 25-yard line. Here's a Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder. It puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. They'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Williams now operating from the gun. Complete. It's Henry. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Here's Williams. From the gun, he'll throw. And that will be incomplete.
Right there.
I would dare say that these guys would have liked to have given their defense a little bit more rest since they gave up a touchdown their last time out. But alas, my man, that's not going to happen.
Yep, they're going to have to grab those helmets, get right back out there. Taken in at the 22. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Broncos take over. 1st down and 10. Lock and the Broncos going to come up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Lock now on 1st down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Boy, he came in off the edge so quickly there.
Look out, because that's exactly what it was being shouted by the offensive lineman to his quarterback because he had no chance to block him.
This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22. And third quarter here, you've got the lead. This is where that strong run game can really benefit you. Stayed in bounds there, kept the clock going.
I like all the points you just made there. And if you throw the football and it's incomplete, now you stop the clock and you've helped out the guys on the other side of the ball. So
nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
And that's the second sack of the game, but this player, disruptive in all phases, whether he's going upfield, coming underneath, you name it. He's a big-time guy you have to block.
And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this punt goes out of bounds, and it'll be marked inside the 40. The Charger drive about to get going. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that's quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. On to stop that time, it was Josie Jewell.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
2nd and 5. And his throw is incomplete. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, but 9.9 times out of 10, just missed that one.
And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. It's a gain of 26 as they pick up the first down in the process.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball is not streaking towards him. That little arc on it, he's got to find.
And he's in for a Charger touchdown. A 14-yard touchdown. As they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. And there they got him the ball. Just get it to him and do the rest.
You know, he probably said that to his quarterback as he broke the huddle. I like the play call. Just get it to me. I'll take care of the rest of it.
Helping out his rack, right? RAC.
Run after catch, and he loves that, and he's going to carry that in at contract time.
This is fielded at the goal line. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
Get ready. Get ready.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession. That was punt the football, because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you think about taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, right? Maybe milk some clock, limit the possessions. In this case, they might want to do the same thing, but control the game offensively. Put together some first downs, put together a drive, keep it away from them.
Now this one to his tight end on the right side. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
Let's go, fellas.
Give them 14 yards there and a Denver first down.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
Keep playing hard.
It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Bronco first down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite... No, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
They'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line.
I think if we put together a job description for a middle linebacker, we would start with being able to hold down things in the middle of the line of scrimmage and be able to take out blockers. But how about the guys who can go sideline to sideline and make plays?
Love a guy that can do that. We saw a perfect example of it right there. It'll go as a gain of 7 on the play, and it sets up a 3rd and inches situation.
Brings up 3rd and inches.
Down. 8, read. Watch the screen. Pass. 5.
And again, we'll stay to the tailback. And he gets the first down yardage he needs before he's brought down at the 6.
Let's go, baby.
And they got 3 yards. That's enough. A conversion, and now it's 1st and goal. How about this offensive line? They're really starting to establish themselves, take over this game.
And before the series began, I know exactly what we said in the defensive huddle. Guys, we got to get no less than a 3 and out. Let's get off the field.
And they'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Nick Chubb, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Broncos push further out in front.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you've got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Let's go, D, tighten up.
Now Williams looking to throw on 2nd down. He's going to, this is taken in. It's complete. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. That one good for 37 yards.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. Operating from the gun, Williams. He completes it to Henry. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. 1st down, Los Angeles there with a pickup of 14 yards. Off the bootleg, Williams. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Bradley Chubb racking up sack number 12 for him on the year.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
There's a throw right side taken in by his tight end. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. A good pickup there. 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Looking to throw. Williams. And that's knocked away and incomplete.
I think that was a good job there defensively. They did allow them to drive all the way downfield, but once they got their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let them get all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They struggle to convert, and that last incompletion brings up 4th. So So you knew one way or another that they needed the 2 scores. They get the easy one out of the way. Now they'll get the ball back, hopefully.
Yeah, and the question is, how do you accomplish that? Do you onside kick it? Or since you have all 3 timeouts, do you kick it deep? To me, I'm playing field position with all 3 timeouts. I kick it deep and try and pin them back there.
And a good return. He's across the 35-yard line, right around the 36. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They have to get a first down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Tight end left. 22 jet bomber. 22 jet bomber. Get it.
Lock going to throw it here. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Come on, set.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They'll run it down out of the gun. And they'll get him down at about the 37, well short of the first. Now the Chargers will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. Here again comes the captain of this offense, leading his crew back out there now. And those numbers, they kind of tell the story of his game so far. Started off not so hot, now he's really heated up.
And remember, he signed up for duty as the guy who leads the team, right? The field general, the signal caller. So when things go rocky early, he can't just exit out and ask someone else to pick things up. He's got to do it himself. And that's what he's done here in this game.
Back to throw. Gosh, given the time, that's caught inside the 20. A big play there for L.A. 45 yards. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Go!
He's back to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Bradley Chubb in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. They'll look to throw. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. Chargers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining.
Let's get it.
Back to throw. Complete. Hunter Henry with the grab. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. Well, Charles, exciting to the very end. That's what we just saw in this game. Final play there, had it in the red zone, but anytime you're outside of the 10, that's tough trying to draw up a final play to get in, and they couldn't do it.
It certainly is. So what they were looking for was, extra time. Too bad it's not FIFA soccer, right, where you get a little bit of extra and you get a chance to run a couple more plays and maybe get closer and take that last shot into the end zone.
So for Denver, they keep on rolling 10-0 now to start the year. And they'll have another road date next week with the Kansas City Chiefs. Meanwhile, for the home team here, it's a loss that'll drop them back to 500 through 10 games. And they'll be off to Oakland next week